Coming up here on Mountain News this morning, an Eastern Kentucky community remembers the life of a beloved veterinarian, and an Eastern Kentucky pastor steps up to help out a family when they needed it the most.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
All right, good Friday morning to you at 6 o'clock on this New Year's Eve. I'm Dakota Makris. Thank you so much for waking up with us. And let's head over to Brandon for a look at that forecast this morning. Brandon, it's again kind of the calm before the storm.
Literally.
I know yesterday you all were preparing, we were mentioning that, a severe weather alert day was in effect for today yesterday. But again, that's just to get people, planning ahead.
That's right. Listen, and the whole thing about severe weather alert days, prepare, not scare.
Exactly.
So you want to explain it well. You want to make sure people know what they're dealing with or potentially dealing with. That way they can get through it as safely as they can. But this morning we are still quiet. Some fog out there. We're just getting you prepared as we see the possibility for an active weekend as we transition from one year into another one. Dense fog this morning, so be ready for that. If you're hitting the roads a little early this morning, we're going to continue to watch that trend. Actually, that camera is out. And I can't get past it right now because it's still on that long frame. All right, now past that. We won't use that one again. Our time-lapse cameras have been stuck for a couple of days. Not sure what's going on with those. Looking at the temperatures across the region, they're in the 40s and 50s. No more 30s at this point, and we're going to see those continue to go up. 68 is our forecast high for today. The average high for this time of the year is 45, and the record for today is 68. So if we get to 68, we will tie the record set back in 2018. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. A well-known veterinarian in Eastern Kentucky died Tuesday. Our Chaz Jenkins spoke with colleagues of Dr. Carol Combs Morris about her work here in the mountains.
A passion for animals and a master of her craft.
It was nothing strange to tell her, don't go into the kennel with that dog because he may bite, and then you would find her sitting in the kennel with the dog.
All while keeping an impressive work ethic, working with several clinics across the region.
Carol's work ethic was second to none. She wanted to help everything and everybody. And I think that's what the community is going to miss the most about her.
Lending a helping hand to pet lovers everywhere.
There's a lot of people who are just trying hard to get by themselves, let alone taking care of pets. And she extended that hand out to those who couldn't necessarily afford the best of everything, but could afford the things that they needed to take care of their pets.
Receiving that same appreciation from the Commonwealth.
I spent a little while at her clinic when her vet tech was out having a baby, and there were people that just came from all over to her clinic.
An inspiration to many vets in Eastern Kentucky.
Working with Carol, I see somewhat myself in her. Even as we worked, I saw that little girl who loved animals. And that's not something that you can take out of people very easily.
A fighter for animals that will not be forgotten. Chaz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, several organizations are raising money in honor of Dr. Combs Morris. That includes the Kentucky River Regional Animal Shelter, Floyd County Animal Shelter, and others. Well, the Omicron variant continues to take hold here in the Commonwealth. Eastern Kentucky health leaders saying testing has increased, with many counties seeing a large number of positive COVID-19 cases. Now, they say this is due in part to the holiday gatherings and the Omicron variant.
The past 3 days, we have seen positivity rates ranging from 30 to 36%. So 1 out of every 3 people that's coming in to get tested at the health department is positive right now.
Well, officials say those percentages are the highest in health department testing they have seen since the pandemic began. COVID-19 cases among children are spiking once again. Wednesday, the American Academy of Pediatrics reported new pediatric cases are up nearly 50% since the beginning of December. As of December 23rd, there were more than 198,000 new cases among children. Children make up more than 17% of new cases. Now, this marks the 20th week in a row that more than 100,000 children have been diagnosed with the virus. That's according to data released Wednesday from the CDC and the Department of Health and Human Services. Well, many days we bring you the latest COVID-19 numbers for Kentucky. Now, the state did not release new case numbers yesterday. That's in observance of the new year. The state says the reports will resume on Monday, January 3rd. Well, Well, one Floyd County family is praying for a miracle, and in the meantime, their Martin community is trying to offer whatever help they can. Though they are spending the holidays in the hospital, our buddy Forbes shows us how they're finding hope from home.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word.
In only 2 months, Grayson Cook has had quite the journey.
I sometimes feel like, what did I do to get this? But then I feel like God wouldn't put me through it if I couldn't do it.
The son of Trevor Cook and Brianna Halbert arrived in October, a sign of light after Brianna gave birth to 2 sons who never made it home.
You looking for mommy?
Losing the 2 boys and then seeing him on the ventilator, it brings back a lot of memories.
So when Grayson suddenly came down with RSV, rhinovirus, and croup last week, the family found itself back in that dark place.
If you would have seen him a couple of days ago, I literally felt like I was losing another child.
Taking to Facebook to ask for prayers as they traveled to Cabell Huntington, where Grayson was placed on a ventilator. Then the prayers and support began to pour in.
He didn't know me, personally or anything like that. So when he reached out to me, I kind of realized my story had touched a lot of people's heart.
Though Floyd County Pastor Ray Davis did not recognize the family, he recognized a need, setting up an online fundraiser to help with expenses, as Brianna has to miss work and time with her daughters to be at the hospital.
Help somebody like this that's in a moment that, they don't have any answers. Man, to see an outpouring like this is just, it's fantastic.
Hoping to offer something in a time of need, to show that even if the nights are hard.
You don't get much sleep in here, especially when he's as special as what he is to me, to be able to make it to the world and survive.
They can rest assured.
Oftentimes God answers prayers through people.
They are not in this alone.
Your mommy's pretty boy.
In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, Halbert says Grayson is showing signs of improvement and the doctors are slowly trying to take him off of the vent. She said she has hope and a full heart as they pray for a full recovery in the weeks to come. Well, the state legislature passed a bill that will cap all insulin copays at $30 a month for people on private health care plans. Now, the new bill will take effect this Saturday, January 1st. State Representative Adam Bowling says up until now, insulin has not been easy for a lot of families to afford, especially those with 2 or more people in their family that need it.
Some months they might be able to get one of the insulins and they're rationing the other one for maybe over a 2-month period. Then they'll buy the other insulin, and it's just a seesaw battle that's not ending. So we decided to address it.
Now, Bowling says families should not have to choose between common life-saving medicine and other essential needs. The state's legislative map could look different in 2022. House Republicans say they took input from the community in redrawing district maps, but House Democrats say they are not pleased. House Speaker David Osborne told reporters the redistricting process was complicated, given Kentucky's population increase. Now, he noted the 2020 census showed significant population shifts from eastern and western to metropolitan areas.
And so we've tried to make those districts as compact as possible, as easy to navigate as possible.
I think it is by design that these maps were dropped today on a state holiday when there is no nonpartisan staff here to interpret them.
Speaker Osborne said there are likely to be changes with the proposed Republican district maps. The House will file a bill representing these maps on Tuesday.
.08 on this Friday morning. We are in severe weather alert day coverage, not for what's going on today or even later today, for tonight and the weekend. It's going to be an active pattern as we enter 2022. Take a look this morning. A few clouds, a few sprinkles out there this morning, but nothing too major going on. Maybe some spots behind the fog. Might even see a little bit of sunshine early this morning, so those areas a little cooler, looks like. Prestonsburg at 49, Moorhead at 45, 50 in Jackson, and then some warmer air already pushing into the south as we see again the warm air pushing up from the south. 68 this afternoon, foggy this morning, back and forth with the clouds, and then some spotty rain chances this afternoon. But as we said, our severe weather alert day coverage continues. We could see some strong to severe thunderstorms both late tonight and on Saturday during the day with a big time cold front. And that cold front, as it exits, could bring a wintry finish to the weekend, the first one of 2022. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you so much. More news is on the way. When we come back, there's a bit of good news in the fight against COVID-19 as Americans continue lining up to get the jab.